Oh look, it's my HTC EVO 4G, and I'm viewing it. So it must be the EVO View 4G. That's a bad joke. That's a really bad joke. What's going on, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and the HTC EVO View 4G is in the house. It's basically just like the HTC Flyer that we saw at Mobile World Congress. We unboxed it a few weeks ago, but it's a little bit different. It's optimized for Sprint. It runs Sprint's 3G, 4G network and Wi-Fi, of course, and then it's a different color as well. So is this a tablet for you? If you're a Sprint customer, it launches on the 24th alongside of the EVO 3D for $400 on a 2-year agreement. So is this the one for you? Should you go with something else? Should you hold off and see what comes later in the year? We're going to find out that and more in the unboxing. But first, special thanks to our guys at Best Buy. They always hook us up with phones for use in our One Paw Bandit game. So when you walk into Best Buy Mobile, you don't have to deal with rebates. When you walk in to get that EVO 3D, for example, on Friday, $200. Don't have to deal with any rebates, paperwork, waiting 8 to 10 weeks, 200 smackers, and that's it. Enough of that, let's get into it. Unboxing HTC EVO View 4G. Is this a tablet to beat all tablets? Let's go check it out. We first saw it as the HTC Flyer at Mobile World Congress. We saw this at CTIA earlier in the year in Orlando. The HTC EVO View 4G coming this week, Friday to be exact, same day as the EVO 3D for $400 on a 2-year agreement. Now specs wise, just to recap, 1.5 gigahertz single core processor. It has a 7-inch display with 1024 by 600 pixels. So in terms of the look, feel, actually performance as well, exactly the same as the Flyer, except for the fact that it's a Sprint tablet. It utilizes Sprint's 3G, 4G, and Wi-Fi. So it's not Wi-Fi only. It does have a WiMAX radio, a CDMA radio inside, so you can take advantage of Sprint's network. But anyway, 7-inch display, in case you've forgotten, 4,000 milliamp hour battery, 1 gigabyte of RAM, and it has Android 2.3 with HTC Sense 3.0, which is also what's debuting on the EVO 3D. Now, there was a lot of conversation about the fact that this did not come with Android 3.0. It shipped obviously with Android 2.3. So 3.0 obviously optimized for tablets, whereas 2.3 very much optimized for the phone. So it'd be interesting to see if people adopt this en masse as opposed to something like the Galaxy Tab 10.1 or the Zoom 4G when it comes out, which are shipping with Android 3.0 or 3.1, I'm sure, by that time. So you can see in the box while it loads up. Instruction manuals get started. All you need to know, vamos todo lo que tienes que saber para empezar. Important information for the HTC EVO View 4G and your recycling bag. And they all come in this cornstarch material, which is recyclable, which is a nice touch. And then of course you have your charger here. I'll take the time to pull that. Actually, I take that back. I will take the time to pull that out because it is a different charger. And then of course an HTC USB cable, because this charger is an actual charger. It's not an AC adapter and USB cable combo. It's a full-fledged charger down there at the bottom, and then it's attached obviously to the AC adapter itself. So a little different there, not like the typical HTC product. Now this is interesting, it supports HTC Scribe, and if you remember back to when I was unboxing the Flyer, same thing applies with the Sprint one. You do have to buy the stylus separate. It's $79.99 for the stylus. So you're looking at $400 for the tablet on a 2-year agreement, which Sprint was nice enough to send us over an extra stylus as well as the demo unit, obviously. So special thanks to our friends at Sprint. But this is an additional $80 if you want a stylus to go along with it. So keep that in mind. When you look at that $400 price tag, if you really want the full package, you're looking at an additional 80 smackers. Now this one, in comparison to, and I can't reach the Flyer one, I can see it over there on the end of my desk, but this one is obviously color coded to the EVO View. It's a darker gray as opposed to the lighter silver, which is what the Flyer was, the white and the silver, and that's what color the stylus was that came with the Flyer. This one is obviously optimized for the EVO View 4G, so we can go ahead and put in the quadruple A battery, which I can honestly say, up until now, I've never seen a quadruple A battery. So those YouTube commenters that are like, have you ever seen a quadruple A battery? You are not alone. I have never utilized one of those. But here's the tablet. It started up, and you can see it's running Android 2.3, like I said, with Sense 3.0. So just like the EVO 3D, it has the custom lock screen here, the new lock screen that comes with Sense 3.0. Skip all this. Skip, 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 skip. Agree, of course. Finish. And you can see now it's running on 3G up here instead of Wi-Fi. So running on Sprint's 3G. Sprint's 3G is not necessarily the best in this area where I'm at, my home office. Data speeds aren't the best. I can't get 4G, but you can come over here where you see notifications and quick settings in the notifications bar, and you can crank on 4G right there if you're in an area with 4G connectivity. Charlotte is an area with 4G connectivity. It just does not work in my office. Then you can see all these other settings: auto rotation, auto brightness, Wi-Fi hotspot. It does act as a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is a nice touch. That is an additional fee, so keep that in mind. 4G, Bluetooth, and then of course you can access all of your settings through there. But anyway, 3G on. Okay, it looks like I'm picking up one little bar of 4G. Impressive. Okay, good. That's good. And then I can draw, yeah, welcome to your pen. This is the first time. We'll skip. We'll hit finish. And then just like the Flyer, I can, when it comes back, I can click it, and then I can start drawing on the screen. So what it does, it takes a snapshot, and I can draw on the screen. I can take notes. I can say I don't like the market, I don't like the camera, I love the internet, and I love my messages, because all my buddies love to text message me, and I can discard it when I'm done, or I can save it and go from there. So you can see kind of this custom version of HTC Sense 3.0. It's obviously not exactly how it looks on the EVO 3D. Now down here you can access notes, reader, and watch. I can access notes, for example. We're going to skip the Evernote. It is compatible with Evernote, but I'm going to skip that just for sake of doing the unboxing here. And you can see welcome to notes. We'll bring up a new one here. Hey, and then of course I can change down here by clicking on this. I can access several different things like a calligraphy pen, or I can access a marker or a highlighter, for example, if I wanted to. So a lot of different options, and you can change, there are a million different options. You can change the color if you want to. You can change to a paintbrush, let's say. You can change the thickness of it. Let's go super thick. Do it just like that. And when you're done, we'll discard that, for example. But also, you can bring it down here into landscape mode, and you see the buttons follow. So the capacitive buttons are down here as well, and then you have the option to draw in landscape mode. So you can take a picture of that, and of course, draw, and then I can either discard it, I can print it, I can save it and email it. So if you have, for example, we'll do one of my favorites. And actually, before we do that, I want to show you. It is exactly the same. You can see with the carousel rotation, just like on the Flyer and on the EVO 3D. And then out of the box, you get a couple of different applications. You get 100% HD games. That's Sprint preloaded. There's some HTC stuff, HTC Hub and HTC Likes. I'm so glad they kept that on this tablet. It's a huge benefit. Need for Speed Shift HD, PDF Viewer, Sprint Mobile Wallet, Sprint Radio, Sprint Zone are all obviously Sprint programs, and then Sprint Hotspot as well. So if I wanted to take a snapshot, I could be like, I don't like Sprint Hotspot, I don't like Snap Booth. Have a little fun with it, but you get the idea. A couple of Sprint pre-installed programs, Radio, Mobile Wallet, Zone, and more. One of my favorite things to do now that we do have just a little bit of 4G, which as a first, that must mean the radio in this is pretty impressive if it's picking that up. So we can see here, because on the EVO 3D it does not pick up 4G in the home office, which is kind of interesting. So we'll load up PhoneDog, for example, and let's just say, I needed to email Taylor and say, Taylor, the impact of the EVO 4G, that's the craziest article I've ever seen in my entire life. So I can do this, take a picture, or take a snapshot rather, and then I can come over here, change the color, and go to the marker, and I can say, do like this, and I can say, garbage. Now from there, I can click, I can save it, and I can share it and send it to email and say, garbage, fix now. You're fired. I'm just kidding. Taylor knows I love him. Obviously, I'm sure that's a great article. I'm just playing. But you can do that. You can take snapshots of websites, emails, and more, and send those as a picture. So some cool functionality, but we're going to learn more about it in the coming days. So keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for continuing coverage of the HTC EVO View 4G. Sprint's tablet, just like the Flyer, but has network connectivity. Be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/PhoneDog. We're giving away prizes all the time. We're ending our Colossal iPad 2 and smartphone sweepstakes tomorrow, but a little birdie tells me that something else is coming. So keep it locked on the Facebook page at facebook.com/PhoneDog. Follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron, and on Facebook at facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Hit me up with questions, comments, thoughts. Let me know what you think. 5 megapixel camera, too low. 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera, too low. Let me know. You like the design of the other one better? I'd certainly love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.